Welcome back on this Wednesday as we continue to look at Amos chapter 1. We are going to be starting with verse 9 as we hit prophecies against three more nations. The first one is against the nation of Tyre. As you look on the map, you will see that it is just west of Israel. And as you look at that, it's really kind of modern day Lebanon, I guess you would say. Covers a lot of it. They historically had been allies with Israel and with Judah. In fact, King David and Hiram of Tyre were in a big agreement with each other. And they supplied the cedars from Lebanon for David's palace and also for the temple. Now for that, let's continue with verse 9. Thus says the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Tyre, and for 4 I will not revoke the punishment, because they delivered up a whole people of Eden, and did not remember the covenant of brotherhood. So I will send fire upon the wall of Tyre, and it shall devour her stronghold. Again, it follows that pattern. For 3 transgressions and for 4 I will not revoke. It lists one of the transgressions. However, it also implies that there are more than just that one. What was that transgression? They delivered up a whole people to Edom. Again, conquering a city of Israel or Judah, taking its captives and selling them to the people of Eden as slaves. And did not remember the covenant of brotherhood, the agreement that they had with David. So I will send fire upon the wall of Tyre, and it shall devour her stronghold. We've heard this language before, haven't we? The destruction that the Assyrians would bring upon the people of Tyre in about 30 years. Let's continue with verse 11 now. Thus says the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not revoke the punishment, because he pursued his brother with the sword and cast off all pity, and his anger tore perpetually and kept his wrath forever. And I will send fire upon Teman, and shall devour the strongholds of Bozrah. Again, following that same pattern, 3 transgressions and for 4. What is the cause of this? They pursued his brother with the sword, cast off all pity. The brother here is Israel and Judah. Remember, Edom is the nation that's a descendant of Esau, and Israel is follows the line of Jacob, his twin brother. So he pursued his brother with a sword. He fought against his brother, and his anger tore perpetually and kept his wrath forever. In other words, the anger that Esau had against Jacob way back in Genesis now is coming to play here. And the punishment, once again, sending fire upon the cities of Edom by the Assyrians, who would destroy that city as well. Verse 13. Thus says the Lord, for 3 transgressions of the Ammonites, and for 4 I will not revoke punishment, because they have ripped open pregnant women in Gilead, that they may enlarge their border. Starting here again, looking at the Ammonites. The Ammonites lived just to the east of the area of Gilead, which we talked about already. The part of eastern Israel on the other side of the Jordan, real close. And it says they ripped open pregnant women. In other words, not only did they kill the women, but they killed the babies inside of them. A type of ethnic cleansing, we would call it today. Also that they might enlarge their border. Verse 14, so I will kindle a fire in the walls of Rabbah, and it shall devour her strongholds with shouting on the day of battle, and with a tempest in the day of the whirlwind, and their king shall go into exile, he and his princes together, says the Lord. Again, 30 years later, Ammon would be destroyed. The king and his princes would go off into exile as a result of their sin against the people of Gilead. Come back tomorrow and we will continue with chapter 2 as we get close to that climax on Friday. We'll see you then. God bless.